Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Ex-Cowboys QB back on the market after Broncos release, report. A former Dallas Cowboys QB is available again after the Denver Broncos released him from the team this week. While the Cowboys have no shortage of viable QBs at the moment, the availability of Ben DiNucci might cause some fans' ears to perk up. DiNucci was released by Denver on May 8 after spending the past year and change on the team's practice squad. ESPN reporter Jeremy Fowler was the first to report the Broncos roster move. The hashtag Broncos have released quarterback Ben DiNucci, per source, Fowler wrote on X. About an hour later, DiNucci addressed his release on social media. While it's clearly a disappointing day for the QB, he says he's taking it in stride. I have been released by the Broncos. All part of the journey. Excited for what's to come, DiNucci wrote. Due to the Broncos QB additions this offseason, DiNucci is now surplus to requirements. Denver drafted Bo Nix as the 12th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, but traded for former New York Jets QB Zach Wilson just days before the draft began. With Jarrett Stidham also in the mix, it was going to be difficult for DiNucci to make the roster. After playing his college career at Pittsburgh and then James Madison, DiNucci entered the NFL as a 7th-round pick by the Cowboys in the 2020 NFL Draft. DiNucci was a flyer pick as Dallas was committed to QB Dak Prescott and also had Andy Dalton as a backup. While not much was expected of DiNucci, he was thrusted into the spotlight. After both Prescott and Dalton suffered injuries, the former Duke made 3 appearances and even a start. Unfortunately for DiNucci, it did not go especially well. According to Pro Football Reference, DiNucci completed 23 of 43 passes that season for 219 yards with 0 touchdowns and interceptions. While the completion percentage and lack of interceptions are encouraging stats, a look at the tape shows that DiNucci struggled to make anything dynamic happen. After his one start, the Cowboys designated Garrett Gilbert as the team's backup going forward. DiNucci bounced between the practice squad and main roster over the next season, but was released before the 2022 campaign. He made his way back to the NFL by impressing in the 2023 XFL season. DiNucci led the league in yards and completions, and finished second in the XFL for passing touchdowns. While the Broncos were parting ways with DiNucci, the Cowboys were almost simultaneously letting Martavis Bryant go. Bryant is a former 4th-round pick who was trying to make his NFL comeback after spending 5 years away from the league. Back in 2018, Bryant violated the league's drug policy while with the Oakland Raiders. Bryant finally got reinstated in 2023, and the Cowboys signed the former Clemson receiver shortly after on November 6. However, Bryant was unable to make an impact in the final stretch of the season. In fact, he did not even get on the field after being signed. Cowboys' $20 million starter could bolt for Chiefs, says analyst. The NFL offseason continues without the Dallas Cowboys having a new deal in place for 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore. The veteran played an especially key role in 2023 after the franchise lost Trayvon Diggs for the season. Yet, Gilmore remains a free agent who Dallas is in danger of losing in the coming weeks. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox believes the Kansas City Chiefs would be the best fit for Gilmore. The challenge for Dallas is Kansas City has more than $15 million in cap space remaining. The Cowboys cannot afford to get into a bidding war for the defender. Kansas City could instead turn to Stephon Gilmore, who spent last season with Dallas, Knox wrote in a May 6, 2024 story titled, "One NFL veteran free agent that could help each Super Bowl contender in 2024. Gilmore was a strong performer for the Cowboys in 2023 and allowed an opposing passer rating of only 82.7 in coverage while starting all 17 games. A reunion with Dallas could still happen, but nothing imminent, according to Michael Gelkin of the Dallas Morning News. While Gilmore, a 5-time Pro Bowler and the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, might not be available at a bargain, the Chiefs have the financial flexibility to land him. The Cowboys are in an okay position at cornerback thanks to the emergence of Darren Bland and the expected return of Diggs. Yet, the coaching staff would likely feel a lot better with a trio of Bland, Diggs, and Gilmore. The Dallas Morning News' Michael Gehlken reported there is nothing imminent with the Cowboys potentially re-signing Gilmore. There is nothing imminent on a potential return for CB Stephon Gilmore, a person familiar with the situation said. Gilmore wore number 21 for the Cowboys in 2023, Gehlken detailed in a May 1 message on X. It remains to be seen what Gilmore will command with his next deal. Gilmore just completed a 2-year, $20 million contract and had a $9.98 million cap hit in 2023. The veteran may no longer be playing at a Pro Bowl level but still appears to be a solid NFL starter. Gilmore posted 54 tackles, 13 pass deflections, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble while playing in all 17 games for Dallas last season. Pro Football Focus gave Gilmore a respectable 74.4 grade out of 100 for his play in 2023. The longer Gilmore remains unsigned, the easier it is to believe Dallas is prepared to move in a different direction. In a separate article, Knox suggested former Miami Dolphins Pro Bowler Xavier Howard is a potential replacement option for Gilmore. A foot injury hampered his 2023 campaign, but the 30-year-old was widely considered one of the league's premier pass defenders before that, Knox explained in a May 6 story titled, "Free Agents Cowboys Should Pursue After 2024 NFL Draft." And Howard might be able to take a budget-friendly deal if it means making a deep playoff run. Dolphins QB Tua Tagovailoa deemed potential Dak Prescott replacement for Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have yet to come to an agreement on an extension with quarterback Dak Prescott. Entering his 9th season and final year of his contract, Prescott could hit the open market next offseason. Listing potential options to replace the Cowboys quarterback, K.D. Drummond of Cowboys Wire listed Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins. A really interesting name in all of this is Tagovailoa, who led the NFL in passing yards in 2023 after leading the league in passer rating, and TD percentage, and yards per attempt, and several other passing categories. In 2022, Drummond wrote on May 8 in an article exploring potential Prescott replacements. Tagovailoa is set to play 2024 under the 5th-year option, and he has an absolutely loaded supporting cast as the Dolphins added Odell Beckham to Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle and the Raheem Mostert-Devin Achane RB combo. So why would Miami let him go? The Dolphins seem like the perfect fit if Prescott is looking for a landing spot in 2025 free agency, so maybe there's a QB shuffle between the two teams in free agency. The Dolphins and Cowboys are in similar situations with their quarterbacks, causing questions about what their future looks like at the position. The Miami Dolphins and Tagovailoa have reportedly started discussing a potential contract, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. "I'm told the negotiations have begun in earnest. The Dolphins have at least got the ball rolling," Fowler said on an episode of SportsCenter. Typically, a team makes a contract offer, the player counters, and they go from there and see if they can find a sweet spot. The next 3 months will be crucial. Despite the conversation starting, Fowler added that it isn't imminent, but the Dolphins are committed to getting a deal done. "My sense is this has not graduated to something that is imminent, but the Dolphins are pretty committed to this. Their actions this offseason say they are going to pay him." Spotrac predicted in February that Tagovailoa would sign a 4-year, $220 million contract extension with the Dolphins, which would include $105 million fully guaranteed at signing. If Tagovailoa did land with the Dallas Cowboys next offseason, he'd give them a quarterback with similar statistics to Prescott. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Tua Tagovailoa? Leave your opinion in the comments.